Do not broadcast your goals.
Hi, so do you believe in New Year resolutions? Great answer, high five.
Hi, I'm Suchetha Shekhar, mindset coach and soft skills trainer. In the last decade, I've trained over 5,000 candidates on effective communication, corporate etiquette, soft skills, life skills, grooming. First week of January is almost about to end. If you're still considering setting goals for this year or you still haven't set goals for this year, don't worry, I've got you. It's not too late. Here's why you need to set goals in 2023. In this video, I'll be walking you guys through each one of these, and I've also conducted an interesting survey, so stay tuned for that. Along with it, I'll also be sharing a strategy which is not just SMART goals anymore. That's an outdated concept today. And we'll also do a case study so that you're clear about how to apply this new strategy to your personal life. Plus, the 3 key things that you need to keep in mind when you're applying this new strategy. All of us have goals in our lives, whether we like to admit it or not. As a matter of fact, we may not consciously think about it, we may not consciously make an effort to set goals, but subconsciously we all are driven by some form of a need or a want or a desire towards a certain outcome. So, why is setting goals important to us anyway? How does it make a difference if we don't set goals? Let's understand the one fundamental basic principle on which the human beings, the human species operates. The neuroscience behind human existence are 2 states of mind. The reward state, where you feel good about yourself, where you are motivated and driven, versus the threat state, where you're anxious, you're disappointed, you're scared, there's a lot of uncertainty and fear. Every time we accomplish a goal, our brain is flooded with feel-good hormones like endorphins, dopamine, serotonin. This gives that brain that high, temporary high. So chances of you wanting to replicate this reward state will motivate you further to go ahead and accomplish the tasks. Hence, you will see a lot of successful businessmen all across the globe and entrepreneurs and high peak performers in sport and athletes. They have a tendency to keep setting the bar higher and higher up. It could be in the form of breaking their own prior records. It could be in the form of setting up new businesses because they're constantly chasing that high. As a matter of fact, it is even addictive. On the flip side though, whenever we experience failure, the brain goes into threat state. What happens in this state? Cortisol, the stress hormone, is released, which brings in feelings of massive disappointment, and this even affects our self-esteem. To dive deeper into how important being in the reward state is, the survival of the human race is dependent on the brain identifying patterns. The brain is constantly looking for patterns to avoid threat. So in the past, whenever you faced failure, and whenever you've experienced that threat state, the moment the brain identifies that pattern, you automatically go into avoiding that challenge or the task that comes your way. On the other hand, having a set routine that you perform every single day is also a pattern that the brain looks forward to. Why? Because it gives you a sense of familiarity which results in safety. When the pandemic hit us in 2020, remember March 2022 when global lockdown was announced? The daily routine of billions of people on the planet was disrupted to such an extent that by the year 2021, there was a surge of 25% in anxiety-related disorders. So a set routine is crucial for your sense of familiarity, safety, and sanity as well. So here's a list of a few of the benefits of setting goals. First and foremost, it creates a sense of safety because a routine is established, and this results in a new sense of purpose, which gives you the motivation every single day because you have something to look forward to. It boosts confidence. There is a direct correlation between self-esteem and your ability to perform a task successfully. Setting goals also aids in growth. As a matter of fact, studies show that people who set goals and accomplish them tend to be more optimistic, hopeful towards life. They have a higher self-esteem, they are confident, and they live longer as well. So if this hasn't got you excited on, okay, how do I go about setting goals, then I don't know what will. There is something interesting that I'd like to share. I had the opportunity to ask a few people for their opinion on New Year resolutions and goal setting, and if it works for them, do they actually set goals? Here's what they had to say.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you believe in New Year resolution?
No.
Okay. Do you believe in goal setting?
Yeah.
You don't wait for New Year. Why?
Now I need to do anything, something different means now only I'll start. I'll not wait for the timings or else the situation.
Great answer. High five. What about New Year do you like the most?
I guess so. It's a fresh start.
Okay.
People get highly motivated when it's the start of the year. They set resolutions.
If you have to rate yourself when it comes to fulfilling your New Year resolutions, how much would you rate yourself?
8.5. Yeah.
8.5.
Yes.
Wow. Care to share your strategies with us?
So I practice something which is called as monk mode. So you're not using social media for so and so long time.
So you're totally in the zone, you're
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
flow
definitely.
state,
Yes.
and you just pump
Yes.
out work.
Yes.
Yes, I do believe in New Year resolutions, and my current New Year resolution is to grow in my career path.
Okay.
And I just got an offer from a new company, so I'll be joining
Awesome.
them.
Is there any strategy that you follow when you set goals?
No strategy as such. I just make sure I'm comfortable in it. I make
Mhm.
sure I'm happy in it.
Okay.
That's all I look for, and if it benefits me in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. 8.5.
Wow. That's an amazing number. Thank you so much.
Interesting, right? So there was one common theme I noticed amongst all the people that I asked these questions to, and not just the ones in the video, but even otherwise. Almost all of them believed in setting goals, and they even rated themselves an 8 to 8.5 on an average when it comes to accomplishing them. Also, each one of them had a unique strategy. Everything from SMART goals to monk mode to modeling in psychology. So basically what modeling is, the skill that they'd like to acquire, they look at a person who's already an expert and they've mastered that skill, right? They start modeling that person's behavior. So it could be everything from the way they operate to the way they talk, to the way they walk, their body language, their language patterns, and their state of mind, and the strategies that they have already established and executed. You are going to model that, you are going to replicate that and make it your own. And the best and most impressive commonality that I observed in all of these individuals is that they did not believe in waiting for one particular day of the year to set goals. So even if you haven't set goals yet, and if you're already wondering, oh, am I too late? The first week of January is already gone. There is never like one particular date that is the ideal date for you to set goals. Okay, so the next part, how do I set goals in 2023 in a way that will motivate me to accomplish them and not discard them within 11 days of setting the goals? Majority of you would have heard of the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this, let me give you a quick recap. SMART, S-M-A-R-T, stands for specific, measurable, achievable or actionable, realistic, and time-bound. So this is the acronym that a lot of major organizations across the globe implement, especially in employee training. However, latest research shows that just keeping your goals SMART is not smart enough. We make it smarter. So the acronym now stands SMARTER, where E stands for evaluate and R stands for reward yourself. So let me repeat that. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, evaluate, and finally reward yourself. Now let's quickly apply this to a case study so that we know how smarter goals can be applied to our day-to-day life. Let's say Our candidate's name is Rahul. Rahul is 6 feet tall and he weighs 90 kgs. Rahul recently had a knee surgery. So Rahul's New Year resolution or goal this year is to get back into shape and lose 10 kgs. And since he's had a knee surgery, he's been advised by his physiotherapist to of course lose 10 kilos, but he cannot do any high impact exercises. So HIIT workouts are out of the question. So we are going to be Rahul and we are going to write this down. And key thing for all of you watching this video right now, you need to write down your goals, guys. There is no two ways about it, because studies show you are 10 times more likely to accomplish your goals if you write it down. And once you've written it down, don't just hide it in a corner of your bookshelf where you're never going to see it. You need to put these written down and carefully planned in a spot where you're constantly going to glance it. It could be in your office, at your home, wherever it is. Bottom line, you need to see this smarter goal on a daily basis so that you're not only reminded of it, but your brain, when it constantly looks at this laid out plan or goal, it will start working towards it on a subconscious level. Okay, so writing it down, this is what it looks like. I want to lose 10 kgs in 3 months. That would be our specific goal. So 10 kgs in 3 months for someone recovering from a knee surgery, it's fairly doable. So let's keep it that way. The next one, M, measurable. 10 kgs in 3 months, which we are going to further break it down to 3 kgs every month. And this can be achieved by exercising 1 hour every day, low impact exercises, minimum of 5 days a week. The next one, achievable. So Rahul is going to do this by joining a gym and hiring a fitness instructor plus a nutritionist. He'll also follow a diet as shared by them. This will help him lose 3 kgs. So here under the achievable or the actionable, which is the A, he is further breaking it down into smaller chunks where he'll be able to execute it without getting too overwhelmed. R, 10 kgs in 3 months is doable without aggravating his knee, which is realistic, right? He needs to be realistic, so he has to give himself 3 months of time with 1 hour of exercise every day. And finally, T, time bound. You have to put a time frame. Okay, so for all of you who say SMART goals didn't work for you all these years, majority of the times the time bound, the timeline is not clear. So the moment you set the timeline, that is when the chances of you succeeding at it really goes high. Why? Because you become more accountable. And then we have E, which is the updated version of SMART goals, right? So E stands for evaluate. So Rahul's fitness instructor and the nutritionist, both of them collectively are going to review his progress every single week. And finally, R, reward. So you need to reward yourself for a job well done. You need to give yourself a pat on the back for a job well done. And this reward could be something as simple as where one day you're going to go and eat whatever your heart pleases. Again, it is a reward day, not a cheat day. Switch the word cheat day with reward day. Why? Because studies have shown that our association with positive words and terminology again takes us towards the reward state, and negative words and terminology takes us towards the threat state. Reward is crucial along with evaluation of your progress. When you do this, the chances of your brain wanting to repeat that feel-good factor, that reward state, is going to be high, and you'll automatically feel that burst of energy and motivation every single day to show up for yourself and accomplish your goal. And for those of you who do not have an external party like a fitness instructor or nutritionist to review your progress, all you could do is just document your before, during and after. So when you do this, Don't look ahead and feel intimidated or overwhelmed by, oh, the end goal is still so far away. Instead, look back and compare yourself with your past self as opposed to the future renewed self of you. Now, when you're applying this SMARTer goal strategy, of course, the most important thing is you need to write it down and put it in a place where you can see it on a regular basis. Along with that, the 3 key things that you need to bear in mind while applying SMARTer goals. Number 1, if you can't explain it to your 6-year-old, then you don't understand your goal yourself. Guess who said this? Leave it in the comments. You need to be extremely clear about your why. Why am I doing this? Why is this goal so important to me? Why does it even qualify to be a goal this year? Will it put me in the reward state? Why am I pursuing this goal to begin with? The more clear you are with your why, chances of you being motivated as well is really high. Did that rhyme? Your drive and motivation is fully dependent on how clear your why is and how emotionally important this goal is to you. So the more emotional you are with this particular goal, chances of you not giving up on it is really high. Number 2, chunk it down. So remember, every time we have a big goal in life, right? Like, I want to buy a Ferrari by the end of the year, or I want to buy this house, or I want to become a millionaire. At first, when you just have that plan, that desire, that dream, it seems massive, it seems huge, and nonetheless scary, intimidating, so overwhelming as well. No matter how big a goal is, it can be easily accomplished. Okay, well, not easily, it can be accomplished provided you chunk it down, as in you break it down into smaller pieces. If you're making an annual plan, break it down into quarterly plan, biannual plan, monthly plan, weekly plan. So this way, the bigger task doesn't seem as intimidating, and chances of you sticking to accomplishing your smaller goals is high because you feel that reward, that reward state is constantly triggered, as opposed to just having one massive goal and without you evaluating your progress in between. Number 3, do not broadcast your goals. What? I thought that made us more accountable. Let me explain. So yes, on the one side, it is good to share your goals. It makes you more accountable. However, you need to be extremely cautious. Whom are you sharing your goals with? And not all goals need to be broadcasted. Some goals are really personal and intimate. You can keep it to yourself. So let's say you're sharing it with someone who is a default pessimist, they will project their doubts onto you, and when they do that, chances of you moving towards threat state because of the anxiety and self-doubt projected onto you by others, it might compromise your drive and motivation towards your goal. Also, if someone is already insecure and jealous of you, when you share your big ambitious aspirations with them, chances of them wanting to sabotage behind your back is really high. Alright guys, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you all have a clear picture of why you need to set goals to begin with this year, that is 2023. If there is any one particular segment of the video that really excited you and you could relate with, leave it down in the comments below. I would love to know what part of the video you like the most. And if self-improvement, personality development, self-growth is your area of interest, then do consider subscribing to my channel. This is Suchetha Shekhar signing off. Take care. Bye.